Hi, I'm Mark. Welcome back to Foothill Paint Fabrication. Well, today we're back on the chassis for Project Ruby and we're going to build some lower control arm torque boxes. Now, we cut the factory ones off. They were kind of lightweight, a little messed up, not adjustable, and hard to brace to. So we're going to try to fix all that today. Now, I've been spread pretty thin lately. I've got this stuff been going on. I had to build the railing for the deck. Now, I built this thing 4 years ago, I think, and I've been so busy meaning to get to it. And my insurance company came out doing an inspection and they were none too happy that I didn't have the railing up. So I had to scramble to meet their deadline. It was a pretty strict deadline to get this built and installed and get the pictures over to them, which I just completed the other day. But it came out pretty nice. Trish actually helped me with it. But I'll tell you what, this railing, just spraying it, cleaning it, spraying it, building it, it was just arduous. But we got it done and it's looking really good. I'm really happy to get that off my list. Then I also had this thing going on. You guys have seen this trailer before. It belongs to a friend of mine. I've known him since I was a little kid and he lets me borrow it whenever I need it. Just run around town picking stuff up like the chassis. But I got a special project coming up where it's a little bit longer of a trip and I need this trailer in tip-top condition, so I had to go through it. The brakes didn't work, the spring shackles were almost worn all the way through, there was stuff broken and missing and had to be rewired as well. So we've got it back in tip-top shape. I think it's roadworthy, so keep your eye out. We got a little special project. I think Trish and I are going to take a trip and maybe come back with something special. Okay guys, we'll be working right in this area to build the lower control arm torque boxes. Now we are not going to install them today, and I don't know if we will even full weld them today because the rear end needs to come forward. It's not sitting in the center of the wheel well, and that's very important to me. I hate it when I'm at a car show and somebody's done chassis work and the wheels are not centered in the wheel well. It just looks horrible. So we may end up welding in the hole in the chassis, the factory hole, and moving this mount this way a little bit to get that rear end to come forward. Now we still have work to do on the rear end to get ready for the coilover shocks. We may cut all those mounts off and change everything, or may reuse some of it. I'm not sure yet. So I don't want to tie myself in by mounting these just yet. Now I've been so busy I haven't even had a chance to fix my boo-boo over here. I did grab the yoke and I did hold it up here and it will clear, but I just don't like it. And you guys already called me out. You knew I wouldn't let that stand. So as far as I got was making a Sharpie line where the cut needs to go. So yeah, I'll get to that off camera. So let's go over. I got some chicken scratch drawings over there. Let's see what I designed up and go ahead and get that cut over on the CNC plasma cutter. Okay guys, I've got a piece of 3/16 steel here. I just picked that up yesterday. It was $45 for that drop right there. 24 by 19 inches by 3/16 thick. Yeah, steel is not getting any cheaper. So here are my drawings. So that's the back of it. I've got some little tabs and notches. I was going to get cute with the plasma cutter so it all, lock in together and make it easy, but I can do it easily enough without them. So you can see the sides here, and you can see the holes are offset a little bit. So this is the factory hole height, and then this one's up just a little bit more, 1 inch on center. And you can see it's at an angle because once the arm sweeps up, it changes. So all I did was sweep that up with a Sharpie through the hole, figured out it was 5 degrees off of center, and I just moved that over that hole over 5 degrees. So we've got a left and a right. Then we've got the top piece, and we got a front piece, and then we've got a little bottom piece that will go across the bottom. So it's not super complicated. We have plenty of steel, and I've got it designed up in Fusion 360. So let's get this laid out and get this cut. All right, let's see if I did this right. Got my pants on fire. Well, these came out okay. I had the air pressure a little low and the pierce delay too short, but we'll make them work. Okay, checking everything out. They all cut really well. It's pretty nice. The jaws popped right off. I just ran over the belt sander real quick to knock the corners down. But the problem is these sides and these sides are different sizes. I screwed up on the drawing or something. I don't know what I did wrong. These are correct. These are wrong. They're supposed to be 2.5 this way. These are only 2 3/8. So what I'll do is I'll just make these to match and we'll adjust. I'm not going to recut those pieces. It's not super critical. I do need to drill these holes out. So I don't let it pierce and cut the actual hole size I need. So that's a 3/8 hole when we need a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to take it over to the drill press, put a step drill in there, and go ahead and drill these out to 1/2 inch. I don't use a twist drill because they don't always make the hole round. So I'll go ahead and use a step drill bit and knock these out. Then we'll clamp them or bolt them all together and then grind them all the same size, and I'll bring you back when we're done. All right, guys, got those parts all sized correctly, so they're all match anyways. Those bolt holes match perfectly. I stacked them all together, drove 2 1/2-inch bolts through there, and it was like a press fit. It was perfect. I don't know what happened. I don't think I need to tram that machine in again. I think I just screwed up the drawing is all. But it's looking pretty good. So that'll be the top, front, left and right side, and the bottom, of course, and we need 2 1/2 inches for the arm to fit inside. So it's looking pretty good. All I got to do is find some way to clamp it up and start tacking it. All right, guys, I got it clamped up, so it's looking pretty good, at least 2 pieces. So I'm just going to do some light tacks on it, and we'll just tack this whole thing together, and then, you know, kind of proof of concept, make sure it's all going to work, everything's going to line up like I thought, and then we can think about full welding it. So let's bust this out real quick. Alright guys, I was just fitting the bottom piece in, and I'm not too sure if that arm's going to clear it. I think it's too tall. When it's in full droop, it may come down and hit. So let's go over the chassis and check it out, see how it fits. Alright, let's see how it fits. Put it in the factory hole here, the lowest one. Slide that up. There we go. Alright, so it's going to sit just like that. So let me throw a magnet on here so this doesn't move, and I'll release the arm on the rear end, and we'll lower it down and see what kind of clearance we get down here. Okay, we're almost basically in full compression right now, so let's go ahead and lower it down gently. And that piece comes about halfway. I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay. I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. Looks like it might work out. All right, there it is. Hey guys, I found left-handed gloves on Amazon. You don't have to buy both gloves anymore. You can buy just left-handed. I picked up a pair of lefties for like 15 bucks. Pretty good, pretty cool really, because I got a ton of right-handed ones just sit around I never use. So let's go ahead and bust out the other one, and then we're going to try to fit both those up in there and see how they look. All right guys, we're looking pretty good. Got that one stuck together and on there. It's looking good. We're in the factory hole right there. But this is why we tack stuff together, right? Tested it on the upper hole, and I had to cut that little front eyebrow off. It's just too close. So we're basically in full compression right now, so it can't hit, but it hit with that little eyebrow brace on there. So they both have to come off, unfortunately, but I think we'll still be plenty strong. So I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is going to work out good. Like I said, I'm not going to full weld these. Something still could show up, and I don't want to make a dumb mistake getting, you know, ahead of myself. So time to move on to one more thing, and we'll be done. All right, one of the last things I want to get accomplished on the chassis side where the control arms connect is add one more hole to this, the upper control arm. So we have the factory one right here, and I've already got a pilot hole. So what I did was I put the control arm in there, I swept it up and marked the locations, transferred those dimensions out here, and then I found exactly where I want that hole to be, where the spherical end will clear and everything will be fine. So we need to drill a hole right there. The problem is we need to drill straight through here and straight through that other plate on the other side, perfectly square, level, and everything else. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to do that just by chance. I did buy an extra long drill bit, so it gives me plenty of eyeball. You know, I can really eyeball it really well, but I still don't think I can get a pilot hole through there perfectly straight. So my plan is, I've got this block of wood, it's cut at 90 degrees, and what I want to do, as you guys see, I don't know if you can see, I got a mark on there. That's where I want to drill a 1/2 inch hole and have that block sit just like that. So my plan is go to the drill press, drill a 1/2 inch hole all the way through here, perfectly square, and then put a bolt in here and bolt this block on here. I will also, once I get it bolted up, I'll go from the other side, mark the location of the pilot hole, go back to the drill press, drill a pilot hole that size, and then once I bolt this up and get it in the right spot, I can put the long drill bit in that hole, and that should keep me nice and square and straight all the way through. Not sure if it's going to work, but I think it's a lot better than me just standing here kind of, you know, figuring out if I'm getting the right angle or not. So let me go drill these holes real quick, and I'll be right back. We'll see if this is going to work. All right, I got both holes drilled. It's, I think it might work. The holes look like they're the same distance apart, so let's go ahead and bolt this thing up in here. Okay, tighten this nut up. All right, cross your fingers. I think we're going to push in and make a mark on the other side, and then just double check to make sure that it looks pretty close to where it should be. All right, I'm going to pull the block and measure from each hole on this side and then on the other plate to see if I'm right on. If I am, we'll drill it, and that'll be it. All right, guys, it looks like it's going to work. Let's go ahead and get this thing drilled. All right, that looks like it worked out pretty good. The holes look like they're pretty parallel to each other. All I have to do is open these two holes up to 1/2 inch, then we get that arm in here and see how it works. All right, guys, we got those holes open up to 1/2 inch, got the arm and the bolt in, and we got plenty of clearance right there. No problems. We're basically at full compression right now, so it's not going to get any closer to that. And now this bolt on this side is just, that hole's just a tiny bit lower than, you know, the other side. But this is a spherical end, so it's not going to be an issue. But I'll try a lot harder on the other side, make sure it's nice and perfect. But I'm pretty happy to get that knocked out and kind of figure out how I was going to drill that, you know, hole across there. But now we have all the chassis side arm mounts figured out. So all we have to do is move over to the rear end side. Now, obviously these are going to stay. They just have, I made some wood bushings for it just to hold it to test stuff. But the uppers are done. Now we just need to work on the lowers and figure out how we're going to get those coilover shocks in. So that'll be next. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this thing back on its wheels. Okay, that wraps up this video on making lower control arm torque boxes. Not a very exciting video, but they were really needed. So I'm really happy to get these busted out. Kind of a shame I have to cut that little eyebrow, cute eyebrow I put in there, but you know, you got to do what you got to do for clearance. So now we're going to have a little bit of adjustment on the lower control arms and a little bit of adjustment on the upper control arms, just in case once we put the car together and start doing testing, maybe we need to make a slight arm adjustment and it'll help out the handling. Who knows? But we've got it in there just in case. So next step will be the coilovers. Now, we do need to modify the rear end, and then obviously we need to modify the chassis to fit them. So that'll be coming up next. Thanks for joining me here at Foothill Paint Fabrication. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Mash that bell and drop me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. We'll see you on the next one.